Okay, thank you so much for this PTN TV with me, Professor Ezekiel Rero. And we want to look at the point of education. That when you look at the education in Kenya, the education system in Kenya actually is not working. It is doomed in one or the other. Because when you look at the students, they're given time to go to school as far as from 6 a.m. up to 6 p.m. Sometimes others, they go up to 7 p.m. And but if you look at the students or the kids, they have to develop socially, physically, emotionally, and also academically. And that's what they do, of which we accept that they do academically. But we found that socialization with the kids in Africa, they don't get more time to socialize with others. They don't get more time to engage themselves with activities. And also we found that after school, they are given homework that they have to do at home for those who are doing the scholars. But I found that this is something that we have to look at. If, for example, you look at the United States of America, the kids, they go to school, the elementary, they go from 8:30 up to 3:30 p.m. And also the others, they also go from 9:30 up to 3:30. So you find that, but the question that we have to ask is this: does it mean that the kids in America, they don't have a lot to study compared to the African kids? When you look at the British, when they came in Kenya, that is 1930s, 1940s there, they came up with a very good program to educate the society. It was brought about, they were teaching about the curriculum activities, the co-curricular activities, that is both education and also engaging the kids in the physical part of it. Now, when you look at the Kenyan system of education is doomed. It is no longer working. There is too much pressure that is given to the kids. There is too much pressure that is given to these young people, whereby they need to study. Yes, but if you look at the homework they're given, when you look at the assignment they're given in school, they go to school from 6 in the morning up to 6 in the evening. That is 12 hours. I tell you, this is hell. This is something that has to change. If you compare the African certificate, when they go to universities, they do very well. But when they go to other countries, for example, in America, they have to redo. Sometimes you cannot find a kid from Africa going direct to the American system of education until they're doing what we call the international exams, which means that the exams we have in Kenya, there's too much pressure. The kids are given too much pressure. In my research that I've been doing for the recent years, I came to discover that in Africa, we are so much focused on academic. We don't focus ourselves on other activities that can make a child to excel. And that's why you find that when a child is growing, they have to do, maybe someone has done medicine or he has done engineering, but at the end of the day, this child is going to do sports. Is going to find the passion in sports. So when you look at the human development is not only about academic. It is about physical engagement. It's emotional development. We also have social development. When you look at these young people, the young kids, they go to, for example, look at the kindergarten. Look at the kids in PP1, PP2, PP3, if it's there, So these kids, actually, they are given a lot. They're supposed to develop socially, physically, and emotionally. But you find what the Kenyan system are doing in terms of education, they are pumping too much in terms of academic. And also, this is also something that we have to look at. Like, if they don't pass in paperwork, like if they don't get good grades, maybe to universities or to another level, the parents back at home, you actually condemn your kids. Sometimes you abuse your kids, you reject them like they have not found the better grade that is supposed to be done for them to join university or the college. But I want you to ask this question. Do you think that those who pass exams, they are clever than those who fail? This is the question that we have to digest, all of us. I'm not condemning academic Kenya, but the fact is we have to change the system of education. So on the Ministry of Education, I want to challenge you. Look upon what you're giving us or you're giving to our kids. The academic is good, but it has to be balanced. When you go to school, the parents, they are giving a lot of pressure to their kids to excel in terms of academic. So if a child comes home like, Dad, I want to do sports, I want to do music, I want to do art and craft. So the parents will condemn their kids like, no, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be an engineer, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be a great man in the society. That is wrong. We need to change the mind. We are not supposed to focus only on academic. There's so much activities that needs to be done in the world. People are excelling more, not only in academic, socially, physically, and emotionally. So we have to look at how can we nurture the young generation, the young people. There's a time I heard somebody saying that you have to call your kids engineer when they're young. Maybe that's good, but we have to look at, maybe you have a musician, you have a great musician in the house, you have a great footballer, so who's going to play for the international league or even the local tournaments. We have to change the mentality. We have to look at the way we think about academic. The Kenyan academic is too much paperwork. There is too much paperwork that is done in the colleges and universities. And that's where you find the kids, they have to cheat for the exams so that they can excel. Can you imagine this? There was this clever son or a clever child in school, and when the exam was done, that's the national exam, he was sick. He or she was sick. Unfortunately, he didn't do exam well. So can you tell me that this child is a failure? This child is not a failure. So we have to change the mentality, the way we think, the way we reason. We have to change. Things have to change. It has to start with me, with you, my dear parents. We have to avoid giving too much pressure to our kids for them to excel academically or for them to excel too much of paperwork. For example, look at what we study in schools, in primary and secondary school. A child, a Form 4 child, cannot be able to understand or it cannot be able to know what he or she wants to be in the future until the government decides on what this child is going to be according to the paperwork that has been done. Some of us, we were meant to be lawyers. Unfortunately, we didn't. Some of us, we are meant to be great doctors. Unfortunately, we didn't because we had the passion, but we did not have the grade to university. Because the system has been set that for you to do medicine, for you to do engineering, for you to do law, you must attain a certain point. You must attain a certain grade, which is good. But what about the person who didn't have a passion in medicine? Because of the grade, this person found him or herself in the field of medicine. Do you think we are going to have the competent doctors? Unfortunately or fortunately, we can't. So we have to look at the system, the way the system it is. I'm just preparing you as a parent, as a child. You have to understand that in the success, it's not only about academic, but academic is part of the things which make successful to happen. But it's not only about academic. People can excel through talents. Many people and you can bear me witness, there are so many great scholars we have in the world who have excelled because of a talent. And we have seen, we have witnessed. For example, look at the film industry. How many people and the film industry, if you ask their background, they will tell you, yes, I was very good in academic, but I wasn't meant to be a doctor. I was meant to be an actor or actress. How many people you find them, they are doing so much great. So we have to look at the system of education. At the end of the day, after the academic, the skill comes second. And this is what you're going to learn, and this is what you're going to live for the entire day of your life. So we have to look at how the academic is done. The system of education, it has to change. We have to fight for the rights of academic. We received a very good education, but in between, we had to inherit the ignorance of academic, that for it to succeed, you must go through university or you must go through the college. I know you may go throw stones to me. I'm not saying that people shouldn't go to university. I am a product, but that's not a sign the way things are done. The kids are being forced to do a lot in school, which they may never do when they grow up. There are a lot of people forced to do the things that they may not like. You may actually tell me that, Prof, this about education or about the general knowledge. It's very great. But there's a level that we have to look at that knowledge. You don't give me something that I'm not interested in. And if I don't pass it, the society is going to see me as a failure. The society is going to baptize me as a failed generation. Is that how we're going to move forward for this generation? Things have to change. With me, I think I have given you just a tip of what you're supposed to look at. The academic system is giving too much, yet the society is receiving less. We have to balance. My dear teachers, you have to balance the academic part of the generation. You have to advise the children. It's not only about academic that they will excel in life. There are some other things that they can do to excel in life. Their talents, which can make them to be better and great people in the society. If a child is not getting the good grade in class, don't force them, don't beat them. Just, you have to study them. What are they good at? To my dear parents at home, when your child comes home with a grade that is not good or worthy, don't lose hope. Look at your child. What do they need? What are they good at? Maybe you have an artist. Maybe you have a footballer, or you have a musician. And if we can discover this, we are going to have a great generation. After school, they are going to be better people in the society. This is BTN TV with me, Professor Ezekiel Orero.